Okay. Hi, my name is Dan Hamel. I am a local author, and I'm here to read a story to you that I created. It is actually based on a true story, something that I witnessed several years ago coaching AAU basketball. And the only difference is when I wrote the book, I changed it from a girl who was being bullied about her size to a young boy who was having a sandwich stolen every day. So it says by Hunter Dan, that is my nickname. It's an interesting story how I got my nickname. I won't get into it, but that is my pen name. My books can be found on my website at www.hunterdanbooks online, and they can also be purchased through Amazon. You can look it up, and it's called Take the Bullying by the Horns, and it is also here at the Claremont Library, so it's available to be taken out there. So the title is Take the Bullying by the Horns, and here we go. And my assistant is going to show you the page as I read it. My name is Timmy. I like reading, riding my bike, and playing with my dog Maisie. I walk to school every day. I like school, but lately this older boy named Billy waits for me to walk by and jumps out and makes me give him the sandwich my mom packed for my lunch. I don't like going to school anymore. I can't tell anyone because he said if I do, he will beat me up. Next. This has happened every day for a long time. My mom makes my lunch while I sit at the table and eat my breakfast. Now, I wait until she finishes making my lunch and goes upstairs to get ready for work. I sneak back into the kitchen and make another sandwich to hide. When Billy takes my sandwich, I have another one hidden in my backpack. When I get to school, I take the one hidden in my backpack and put it in my lunchbox. Now I don't have to go hungry anymore. I went hungry for a really long time. Today is Thursday, and after lunch we have an assembly in the gym. We all went to the gym and sat in the bleachers. Mr. Hingston came out with this man who was really tall, dressed in a red, white, and blue uniform, and stood at center court. Mr. Hingston introduced him as 7-footer and said, "He is on the Harlem Pro Stars. They are playing in a benefit basketball game here tomorrow night to raise money to replace the bridge that crosses the river to the athletic fields that was destroyed in the hurricane." Then he handed 7-footer the microphone. 7-footer said, "Hello. As Mr. Hingston said, they call me 7-footer. I started the Harlem Pro Stars after several years in the NBA. I played on a few teams, and as I got older, I found I love comedy basketball. So here I am. Does anyone want to learn some tricks with the basketball?" He picked a few kids who raised their hand and they went down on the court. Then he asked a couple of teachers to go down. 7-footer showed them some trick moves while dribbling the ball. The kids and teachers were trying, but they weren't doing very well. It was so funny, we were all laughing. Then 7-footer said, "I'd like to get serious and talk about some things that you may experience in and around school. Is that okay?" Do you all get good grades? It's really important to have good grades. If you have a test coming up, you have to study for it. If you have a homework assignment, make sure you do the homework. If you don't understand an assignment, ask a teacher or a parent. If you play sports, you have to have a passing grade or you can't participate. That's letting your teammates and coaches down. So speak up and get help if you need it, okay? Then he talked to us about drugs and alcohol, how it can hurt us and our families. He said doing drugs and drinking alcohol is so dangerous for young kids. They will destroy your mind and your thought process. They will get you in trouble with the police, the school, and your parents. Then he asked if we knew what bullying was. He said bullying is very common in schools. You may know someone who's being bullied, or you may know a bully. All I could think about was what Billy was doing to me. He also said, bullies can start out with something simple, and as they succeed, they start demanding more. Is Billy going to ask for more, I thought? Bullying is wrong and can be stopped. The person being bullied needs to come forward and report it to a parent or a teacher. If you know of someone being bullied, you should come forward and tell a parent or teacher what you know. In closing, the 7-footer said, don't be a victim. Stand up for yourself, not by confronting the bully, but by reporting them. No matter what the bully tells you, it can and will be stopped. Thank you for coming, and I hope you all bring your parents to the game tomorrow night. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys. When everyone was gone, I went down to Mr. Hingston and 7-footer and told him what Billy was doing to me. Mr. Hingston said, Billy is doing this every day? Yes, I told him. I'll put a stop to it, Timmy. Thank you for coming forward. That's very brave of you. Mr. Hingston put his hand on my shoulder and said, I am so proud of you, Timmy. The next morning on my way to school, I was hoping Billy wasn't waiting for me, but he was. He jumped out from behind a tree and said, hand it over. While I was opening my lunchbox, Mr. Hingston came out of nowhere and said, Billy, what are you doing? Billy was stunned. He couldn't even speak. I know you've been taking Timmy's sandwich every day, and I'm here to put a stop to it once and for all. You're coming with me, mister. He grabbed a hold of Billy and led him towards school. When I got to school, everything was normal, except I never saw Billy. When I got home from school, my mom and dad were there waiting for me. They said that Mr. Hingston called and told them what Billy was doing to me, and that he would never do it again. They said if I ever have a problem of any kind, I can come to them and we'll work it out. Then they hugged me and said, let's go get ready for tonight. I said, tonight? What is tonight? Mr. Hingston told us that 7-footer invited us to the benefit game, and he wants you to be his special guest. We got to the game and it was so amazing. The Pro Stars are so good and they had us all laughing. 7-footer had me sitting on their bench all game. All the other kids were envious. I got autographs from the team and even got my picture taken with the whole team. When my parents and I were saying goodbye, 7-footer picked me up and gave me a hug. He said, you don't have to be afraid walking to school anymore. You're a role model for all kids everywhere. I am so proud of you, Timmy. You took the bullying by the horns. Thank you very much. I appreciate you tuning in and getting to share my book with you. And I hope to do it again soon. Thank you very much.